Right now, breaking news on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6.
Take a look at your screen here. Evacuation orders are in effect for some residents in Kittitas County. We have the very latest coming up.
Also ahead.
A horrible crash on Highway 395 in Franklin County forces Life Flight to be called in.
Then,
as summer heats up, water usage increases. We'll have more on how you can help prevent water waste.
and here's a live picture in Richland. Get ready for more extreme heat. Meteorologist Hayden Nix is in for our Stacy Lee with your First Alert forecast on this First Alert weather day.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6 on your side.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on Apple Valley News Now live at 6. I'm Wendy Redmond.
And I'm Austin Reed. Thanks for being here. It is now Monday. We are going to begin with that live breaking news.
Yes, stop what you're doing. Look at your screen. Just huge pillows of smoke out here. Level 3 go now evacuation order is in effect for an active wildfire in Kittitas County just east of Cle Elum. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office reports the wildfire is burning north of Red Bridge Road and prompting a road closure between Masterson and Tenaway Road. Right now, deputies are conducting door-to-door evacuations of all homes, businesses, and structures in the immediate vicinity of Red Bridge. The fire has grown to about 200 acres and is spreading fast, threatening several structures, including residences. Authorities emphasize all homes and residents east of the Tenaway River are under a level 3 evacuation order. Make sure you stay with us for the very latest on this developing situation. Also at 6, Pasco fire crews responded to a fire that was sparked shortly before 2:30 this afternoon. Take a look at this one. This happened in a residential area off Road 62 and West Sylvester Street in Pasco. 2 acres were burned. We're told it sparked during a mowing operation by a brush cutter. No structures were damaged and no reports of anyone hurt.
Yeah, well, it is a First Alert weather day. A red flag warning went into effect at 2 this afternoon. It will continue until 8 tomorrow night.
Very important. So this is for wind and low relative humidity impacting fire weather zones in the Kittitas Valley and lower Columbia Basin of Washington State. All this with the ongoing heat wave will make for increased risks for wildfire spread, especially during the afternoon and early evening hours.
So let's get right to meteorologist Hayden Nix with a first look at the forecast.
Hayden, how long will this hot weather stick around?
Well, thankfully, the hot weather is going to start relaxing in a few days. We still have at least another day or so of it before we begin to get back closer to normal values for this time of the year. But you did mention the red flag warning, and I do want to emphasize and urge the importance of heating warnings entirety for the next several days here, because we are going to be dealing with some low humidity. Thankfully, the wind is not a factor right now, and hopefully they'll be able to get the fire under control there. You can see Cle Elum just around 10 miles per hour or less with the wind speed there. Looks like it just bumped up, though, at 30 miles per hour in Ellensburg. So we'll have to watch that closely to see if that is going to be a persistent problem with them trying to get rid of that fire there, and that started to break out over 200 acres, as they mentioned, at this time. But as we continue in tomorrow, unfortunately, I don't have good news there. We are looking at breezy to windy conditions beginning to increase with low humidity and the heat to factor in. So we're going to be watching that as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. That'll become the bigger theme of the forecast as we see temperatures relaxing, which today in itself, we broke several records. And we're going to take a look at what was broken coming up.
Hayden, thank you very much. In for Stacy tonight. Walla Walla is bracing for back-to-back hot weather days, and local fire officials say the danger is more than just discomfort. The National Weather Service expects the heat index to be near 105 by tomorrow afternoon. That kind of heat can turn a medical call into a life-threatening emergency in just minutes. Walla Walla fire crews tell us they have staff and are checking on the city's most vulnerable neighbors ahead of the spike. The city of Walla Walla even has a special program called the CARES program to do just that.
We have 4 people in the CARES unit, and they have pickups that have water. And we're out driving around, and if we see somebody in the park and stuff like that we know are part of that clientele, the homeless, then we'll just stop by and make sure that they have water and stuff for them.
Thompson says one of the best things you can do to stay safe and cool is drink plenty of water, preferably with electrolytes, and make sure to find some shade to stay out of the heat.
Well, with the weather really heating up out there and water use on the rise, you might be wondering if water restrictions are on the way. But the Kennewick Irrigation District says, for now, mandatory water schedules are not in the plans.
Apple Valley News Now's William Albert shows us how the district is monitoring part of the Tri-Cities water supply and how you can help prevent waste.
The Kennewick Irrigation District, which serves Kennewick, Findlay, and parts of South Richland, says their water supply has gotten smaller over the last couple of months. However, thanks to the strong public participation in their voluntary water schedule and a healthy snowpack still in the Cascades, there's no need yet for stricter measures. The district says public participation in the voluntary schedule is key because a mandatory one could only mean watering on specific days or at specific times.
And mandatory schedules can be rigorous. We expect people to follow a certain schedule at certain times, whereas the voluntary schedule is a little bit more flexibility there, and we anticipate with the remainder of the year, with the year remaining, we don't have to switch to a mandatory schedule.
But water rights also play a big role in how much the district gets and when.
This summer, the Kennewick Irrigation District will be receiving 43% of their full entitlements. That is because the district only has junior water rights.
The average water supply that we get, that's from the Bureau of Reclamation. That's not something that KID decides. The Bureau, who manages the Yakima Water Basin System, is the one that says, hey, junior water rights get this, this percentage for the year.
Berglund says the district also counts on help from nature, specifically the lingering snowpack in the Cascades, to stretch its water supply deeper into the summer.
Well, that's what KID relies on as the fifth reservoir is the snowpack. So if that lingers throughout the summer, that gives us additional water supply versus if there's no snowpack and we're just relying on the reservoir levels alone. Those reservoir levels get used for a variety of things, including fish. So those things just drain quickly, and that lessens how much water supply we have for the end of the summer.
And when it comes to preventing water waste, Berglund says it often comes down to the simple stuff.
Biggest water usage that's wasted is maybe there's a sprinkler that's broken and it's running down the street. A lot of businesses may not check on their sprinkler system every single day because you put it on a timer and you kind of forget about it. But if a sprinkler's broke and it's flooding down the road, that's a lot of waste there.
His message: make sure everyone gets a fair share of this limited resource.
So at least for our district, it's important that we all share the same resource. So we live in a very dry, arid climate, and it's important that we have enough water for everybody to use throughout the course of a season.
Making sure there's enough water for everyone, no matter how hot it gets. In Kennewick, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, William, thank you for that. Officials say sticking with the voluntary schedule will help ensure there's enough water to go around through the hot summer months. Learn more at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Wendy.
One person was injured after her vehicle rolled over and came to a rest on its roof near South US 395 by Mesa. A Washington State Patrol trooper says she was life-flighted to a hospital for her injuries. We do not yet know her condition. WSP says they arrived at the scene around 1:30 this afternoon. Upon arriving, WSP says their key focus was getting the driver out of the vehicle as she was stuck for nearly 25 minutes. They had to use emergency equipment to get her out. WSP says they are working to figure out what caused her vehicle to roll over, but they say they would like to remind everyone, keep your eyes on the road and be aware of your surroundings.
Turning to developing news now, Kennewick police shut down a portion of Clearwater Avenue between Union and Huntington this afternoon after reports came in of a drive-by shooting. Police believe it could be gang-related. They tell us that the suspect vehicle was seen with 3 people inside it, and it took off towards Highway 395. Officers went door-to-door at businesses nearby, including Les Schwab and El Sazone, looking for shell casings and asking business owners if they knew of anything. Call KPD if you know anything. New at 6 now in Sela, one father is braving the elements once again, all in memory of his daughter.
Brian Harris, owner of Brian Harris Used Cars, stepped into a large chain-link dog kennel Sunday, and he won't be coming out until Tuesday. It's all part of the Live Like Emily Jail and Bail Challenge. It's a fundraiser honoring his daughter, Emily Harris, a 30-year-old mother of 2 who was killed by her husband in 2020 in a domestic violence incident that rocked the community. This kennel is symbolic, representing the isolation and fear many survivors face. And for Harris, it's personal. Each year he fills the space with photos, snacks, and stories about Emily. And as donations come in, so do thank you gifts and shout outs on social media.
Hey, Yakima Valley, Sela Valley, Brian Harris at the Live Like Emily Jail and Bail and Dog Kennel event. We just had the Sela Fire Department beat the Sela Police Department $1,930 to $1,700. Great job.
Last year, Harris raised more than $72,000. All of it goes to the YWCA Yakima through the Emily Harris Memorial Foundation, which he and his wife, Fran, started to help protect and empower survivors. And now he's hoping others will join him at 622 South 1st Street and help keep Emily's memory alive.
Happening now, the City of Sunnyside's regular City Council meeting. But there's nothing regular about tonight's meeting. The City Council, for a second time, will take a motion as to who will be the new interim city manager. Currently, the city's fire chief stepped up to the plate as the council voted 5-2 to place the city manager, Mike Gonzalez, on a non-disciplinary 30-day paid administrative leave. This while they investigate some allegations that have been brought up. We have an Apple Valley News Now reporter at this meeting, and we'll keep you updated as to if the City Council will agree on a candidate.
The news at 6 is just getting started. Coming up, the Seattle Kraken have a brand new head coach.
Plus,
after a weekend of protests across Los Angeles, this is the 4th day of anti-ICE protests. I'm ABC's Melissa Dunn with the report from downtown Los Angeles coming up.
and don't miss your weather report. It is hot out there, even record-breaking in some areas. Hayden's coming back with your full First Alert forecast.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
Right now at Meredith Furniture, it's a buy one, get one free deal you don't want to miss. Buy one comfy recliner starting at just $599 and get the second one free. Yup, totally free. Tons of colors, loads of styles. Come in and find your favorite. But hurry, deals this good don't stick around forever. Kick back in not one, but two recliners. Because one just isn't enough.
Meredith Furniture on South First and Washington, right next to Hobby Lobby.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
Like most people, my days are nonstop. When I'm working, I need to stay focused. I'm not worried about my finances. That's why I went looking for a bank that makes managing my money effortless. Apple was exactly what I needed. Helpful people with easy-to-use tools. Now, I spend less time stressing about money and more time doing the things I enjoy. Where do you credit union?
This summer, big wins come in sevens at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Get ready for the $100,000 Lucky Summer Sevens giveaway with over $12,000 cash up for grabs every Friday and Saturday in June. The heat is on, and so is the grand prize on June 28th. 3 winners choose 7 cards with prizes. Reveal 7 sevens and instantly win $17,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
Whether you're injured on the road or on the job, the big dogs at Brumback and Autumn will get you the full compensation. Leave nothing on the table. Brumback and Autumn, Bulldog Tough.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
Big story out here on the West Coast. The demonstrations against federal immigration raids in Los Angeles now in its 4th day.
Hundreds of National Guard troops were deployed to the streets of LA during the weekend. President Trump bypassing California's governor, ordering up to 2,000 guardsmen to deploy.
ABC's Melissa Adon has the latest from downtown LA.
It's the 4th day of protests here across Los Angeles, and city officials have noted that many protests have been without incident, including this rally happening right now in downtown Los Angeles, but there have been demonstrations that have turned violent.
A 4th day of anti-ICE protest in Los Angeles, tensions flaring over the weekend after President Trump deployed National Guard troops, bypassing California Governor Gavin Newsom, the first time a president has done so in 60 years. The president today not backing down.
Thank goodness we sent out some wonderful National Guard. They've really helped, and a lot of problems that we're having out there.
The demonstrations kickstarting after immigration authorities conducted a series of sweeps, arresting more than 100 people on Friday. This young woman's father was taken into custody. At a rally today, she called for his release and those who took him to face consequences.
And we demand that they are freed and released to their families inside the United States.
LA's police chief says most of the protests in the city have been peaceful, but it's concerned of the scattered violence, calling it disgusting.
Tonight we had individuals out there shooting commercial-grade fireworks at our officers. That can kill you.
Law enforcement seen on horseback as firework explodes in front of them. A line of Waymo vehicles set on fire, as well as a police car. The LAPD says some officers were injured, dozens of demonstrators arrested, officers in riot gear using tear gas and flashbangs to disperse protesters. LA's mayor calling for peaceful protest.
I call on all Angelenos to continue expressing your right, your anger, your outrage, but to do it peacefully.
On Sunday, protesters shutting down the 101 freeway for some time. Apparent flashbangs going off as police work to reopen the major roadway, officials calling it an unlawful assembly.
Los Angeles police and city officials are considering implementing a curfew due to the rising tensions we saw over the weekend. Of course, all this as we monitor yet another day of anti-ICE protests. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Other news in switching gears, Lane Lambert said he feels no pressure to turn the Seattle Kraken into a playoff contender, but his own expectation is to do exactly that. Lambert was introduced as the Kraken's head coach today at the team's practice facility. He was hired on May 29th after spending last season as an associate head coach with Toronto. The Maple Leafs won 52 games in the Atlantic Division title, but were eliminated in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals by Florida, which is currently playing in the Stanley Cup final.
I knew within about the first 3 minutes that I had conversations that I wanted to be here. The organization is first class all the way. The facilities, everything on down, I could see that right away, and I knew I wanted to be here.
He will become the third head coach of the history of the Kraken, who are entering their 5th season and have made the playoffs just once in their previous 4.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Hayden Nix.
Well, we are looking at hot weather once again today, and I will say this is the peak of the heat wave that we've had going on over the last day or so with these kind of temperatures. We're cresting, or peaking rather, and then we're going to see at least another day or two of the well above normal temperatures before we begin to see near normal values, but then we're just going to transition to a different theme in the forecast, which I'll get to in just a moment. But let's talk about these high temperatures here. This is still within the 6 o'clock hour, triple-digit readings spanning from the Tri-Cities back northwestward towards Hanford at 106. The big winner on the map there, 101 in Connell, 100 in Moses Lakes, 104 in Hermiston. Check out your verified high temperatures for today, and you can tell, looking off to the column on the right, that they have surpassed the record high temperatures set back on this day in 2015 and 1999 for Walla Walla. So now we have new daily records, with 103 in Hermiston being the registered official high temperature for today. But as I mentioned, we are going to be transitioning from high heat to more of very dry conditions and windy weather that'll be setting up as we roll into Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. So we're going to see the heat alerts still carry on for another day or two, but look what happens as we head towards Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have that downward trend. We're finally at the peak of the roller coaster ride, heading downward towards near normal values for this time of the year, with 80s on tap from Thursday into this upcoming weekend and starting of next week. Now, as we're still dealing with the extreme heat, I do want to urge caution, as we've already mentioned in our newscast. If you've got to get outside and exercise or take the dogs or pets on the walk, do it early or do it late, not during the peak of the day. Please drink plenty of water. Also, find shade, take plenty of breaks, and of course, make sure to check on those who are sensitive to these kind of conditions. Now, I want to step out once more and show you that Wednesday and Thursday, as I mentioned, we're going to transition to a wind problem and low humidity, with 45 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts possible in the Kittitas Valley. And just as some of your early peak wind gust forecasts for after 2 p.m. on Wednesday, you can see a lot of that will be coming out of the southwest from the Yakima Valley and also the lower Columbia Basin, 25 to 35 miles per hour. There, Kittitas Valley could be at 50 to 55. That'd be the same thing again on Thursday, with elevated wind speeds and gusts. And this is going to cause us to have the low relative humidity, and also looking at vegetation dryness, 92% value, dry value there for the Kittitas, Yakima, and lower Columbia Basin and the Blue Foothills. So please make sure that you're heeding any kind of fire weather hazards at this time. Temperature-wise, we're going to be dropping down into the 60s tonight, with your 7-day forecast showing the alert day still established for tomorrow through Thursday. We are going to see windy to breezy conditions scattered throughout the next 7 days here. We'll finally see those temperatures, though, cooling down. That's a good thing, with the alert day still in effect for Tuesday through Thursday for Yakima. And that's going to be the same story for Ellensburg, going with 93 for a high on Tuesday, upper 70s on Thursday, and we'll continue the trend of upper 70s for the remainder of the 7-day forecast. Walla Walla tomorrow near 100 degrees, but we may skirt just shy of that. 92 Wednesday, 86 Thursday, 82 on Friday, with breezy to windy conditions throughout. And finally, Hermiston, 100 degrees tomorrow, but 82 by Friday.
Hayden Nixon for Stacy. Thank you, sir. Coming up on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6.
After a week on the run, this runaway has now been captured. We'll tell you about Ed the zebra when we come back with Caught on Camera. There he goes.
Saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
All 4 Click It RV superstores have gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you like, then build it, price it, and click it. Or come to any of our neighborhood locations. From travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee. Only at your neighborhood Click It RV superstore and ClickItRV.com.
Be a winner like me and get the Click It RV.
She's the first lady of rock and soul, Patti LaBelle, live.
Friday, June 20th, Legends Casino Hotel.
Patti LaBelle,
8065 Tour. Celebrating 80 years and 65 years in the biz. Friday, June 20th, Legends Casino Hotel. Tickets
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Patti LaBelle 8065 Tour.
Your life matters, and there are people ready to listen. Together, as schools, law enforcement, faith leaders, and community members, we are committed to making sure no young person feels alone.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother, anytime, anywhere.
Visit neverabother.org for resources and support. Remember, you're never a bother.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Expand your access to library services with the Great Rivers Library Partnership. Get a library card at the following participating libraries. Get your Mid-Columbia Libraries card and unlock access to over 350,000 books across 12 locations. High-quality programs like author visits, performers, and special events, and more. Plus, no late fines. Visit a Mid-Columbia Libraries branch near you for more information, or visit midcolumbialibraries.org/reciprocal.
All right, check this out. It is time for Caught on Camera. This is something you don't see every day. A helicopter was used to retrieve a runaway zebra, which was captured yesterday after more than a week on the loose. If you're not by your TV, get to it. Take a look. During the search, the zebra got plenty of attention on social media, getting transformed into memes, and it got nicknamed Ed. Perfect, right? Ed prompted the closure of a section of a Tennessee interstate. The zebra was eventually captured in a field about 45 miles south of Nashville, airlifted to an animal trailer, and returned to its owners. The owners say the pet zebra escaped a day after they got it. And yes, believe it or not, it is legal to own a zebra as a pet in Tennessee.
Ed must have been so scared. That looked terrifying. Well, at least he's okay. Well, crews worked to repair a shattered storefront at a Kohl's in New Jersey, surrounded by broken glass and a taillight. Just hours earlier, a driver mistakenly crashed right through the entrance. Here we go. Washington Township Police say a man accidentally backed into the building around 1:15 in the afternoon. A shopper snapped photos of what happened. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the shoppers in there obviously shaken. Look at that thing. Washington Township Police haven't released details on how the crash happened just yet, but man, a lot of damage there.
Everyone else is signing off, but we are just getting started with the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m., and that's coming up next.
Yes, heat, the big story of the day. Hayden's coming back with your first alert forecast. Don't go anywhere.
Aren't you just a spoonful of sugar?
Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05. Apple Valley News Now.
I have two options for you to take a look at.
When it's time for an update or a complete remodel.
Just watch yourself there. So here, guys, we're going to rip everything down to the stud.
Rebath is with you every step of the way, from design and products to removal and installation.
Okay. What do you guys think?
We handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
What's great about basketball? Almost everything.
What's not great about basketball? The term three-pointer.
Boring.
Instead, let's just call them triple plays.
Check it out. Hit it, Steve.
Roberts has it, fires. It's a triple play.
It actually works.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Complete coincidence that that's also the name of where we work.
Not engineered by marketing, no way.
This summer, Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos is heating things up with incredible savings on every piano in our showroom. Take advantage of special bundles on our digital models. Enjoy savings on both new and used options. Get up to $10,000 off on select grand pianos. Enjoy 0% financing for 12 months, and every purchase includes free delivery in Tri-Cities. The hottest part, our 2-day summer sale event happens June 26th and 27th only. Turn up the heat and visit Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos today.
your freedom. What forms do you take? More miles driven? More dollars saved? More life embraced? And more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids.
Right now, you can lease a new 2025 Prius for just $319 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. Finally, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this.
Good Feet Arch Supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
I'm Eduardo Morphine. Morphine Law Firm thanks you for 5 years of support. Remember, when choosing an attorney, select a local attorney that supports your local community.
Did you know there are buffalo in Washington?
They're fun to deal with. We get to round them up once a year.
Check it out.
We have 115 buffalo in our last inventory last fall.
Buffalo on Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next CT, our Adam Brody exclusive. How Nobody Wants This Season 2 takes things next level. Plus,
I am hanging out with all the stars like Miss Carly Pierce.
only on ET. Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Right now on the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m. It has been 1 week exactly since the manhunt for Travis Decker began. We are following up.
But first,
local officials cut the ribbon on the state's largest electric school bus fleet. I'll tell you where that is coming up.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 6:30 on your side.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is the region's only live and local news at 6:30 p.m. It is Monday, June the 9th, and of course, the big story, another First Alert weather day.
It is. We have record-breaking heat in many areas across our region. It is downright dangerous out there for some folks.
It really is. How long will this continue, though? Meteorologist Hayden Nix in for Stacy. Hayden, good evening.
Yeah, at 6:30, we're still cruising with triple-digit readings across much of the area here in the Tri-Cities area. 102 with a very low humidity. Dew point values in the low 50s there. Winds say 0, but I've seen it occasionally gusting around 5 to 10 miles per hour at this time. Finally seeing Hanford drop down from 106 to 104 there. That's going to be the same temperature as Hermiston, which has now increased their new high temperature for today to 104. So I'll have to adjust that record there that you're seeing on the map or on the screen now with 103, now 104. But regardless, it has now become the new daily record, which the previous one was 98 set back in 2015. And that was the favored year for several locations here. But we are going to see some cooler conditions coming very soon. In fact, this week, but we're going to transition from heat conversation to low humidity and windy weather problems. Of course, we're going to break down more of what this is going to look like coming up a little bit later.
All right, Hayden, thank you so much. With the increasing heat, the Benton Franklin Health District is partnering with Washington 211 and Ben Franklin Transit, sharing an updated list of cooling centers. BFHD advises you to drink water even when you're not thirsty and to avoid strenuous activity when temperatures peak. As for pets, they say not to leave them in vehicles and to protect paws from the hot pavement by walking pets after sunset or early in the morning. You can see a list of cooling centers on your screen, but you can also call 211 at any time to find one. Throughout the Yakima Valley, all Yakima Valley libraries and the Yakima Nation Library opens up when temps hit triple digits. The Herman Center in the city of Yakima also offers a cooling center.
We're going to head back to that breaking news we first brought you at the top of the hour. This is a major fire in Kittitas County.
Yes, we are being told, a big update right now, that it has been downgraded from about 200 acres to roughly 60 acres. We know air support is out there now trying to get a handle on all of this. But again, those level 3 go now evacuation orders and also level 2 evacuation orders remain in effect for this active wildfire. Again, in Kittitas County, just east of Cle Elum, the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office reports the wildfire is burning north of Red Bridge Road, prompting a road closure between Masterson and Teenaway Road. Right now, deputies are conducting door-to-door evacuations for all homes, businesses, and structures in the immediate vicinity of Red Bridge. And so, again, we are learning that this fire was 200 acres, growing pretty quickly at one point, now being downgraded to 60 acres. But authorities do emphasize all homes and residents east of the Teenaway River are under that level 3 evacuation order. Of course, this is something that we will be monitoring for you very closely. So stay with us on air and online at applevalleyNewsNow.com for the very latest.
Other news now, big changes are rolling out in Walla Walla, literally.
The school district just unveiled what's now the largest fleet of electric school buses in Washington state.
New at 6:30, Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen says this is funded by millions in state and federal grants, and the transition is already saving money and cutting emissions.
Behind me, one of Walla Walla's 18 new electric school buses is making its move, quietly, cleanly, and efficiently. The buses came courtesy of a $3.7 million EPA grant and another $1 million from the Department of Ecology. In all, 18 bright yellow rigs, 6 with wheelchair lifts, are ready to roll students to class this fall.
This is a huge milestone for the community. One, we're not putting pollutants back into the air anymore, or at least not as much.
John Griffith, the Director of Transportation for the Walla Walla Public School District, says the drivers received Level 1 training, which is a safety training on what they can and cannot touch on the new buses.
They also learned about the chargers themselves, how they work, and how to work them. Also, then we went out for a drive in the electric school bus, and they were good to go.
Each electric bus is projected to save about $4,000 a year in fuel alone. Multiply that by 18, and the Walla Walla schools could pocket more than $70,000 annually. Money leaders say it can head straight back into classrooms.
They're quieter. They're as easy to drive as the diesel, but just the being in the vehicle that's quiet is so much nicer.
These chargers can juice up a bus in a matter of hours, and district officials say the system is built to grow, with room for even more electrics as prices come down. Griffith says they didn't replace all the diesel-powered buses, as they will use those for traveling on field trips and sporting events. Walla Walla joins a growing number of school districts nationwide working to lower emissions and promote clean air, especially important in a region vulnerable to wildfire smoke and poor air quality days. District leaders say this $4.7 million investment is already making its mark, both environmentally and on the pocketbook. Reporting in Walla Walla, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
All right, Dan, thank you for that. Turning to continuing coverage, it has been a week since the manhunt began for the father accused of killing his 3 daughters in Chelan County, and the medical examiner has officially determined their causes of death.
According to the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, 9-year-old Peyton, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 5-year-old Olivia Decker died of suffocation, and the manner was homicide. In an update provided today from the Sheriff's Office, a large amount of evidence was seized from Decker's truck, where it was found abandoned. Some of the things seized included Decker's dog, which was turned over to the Humane Society. CCSO says blood samples were taken from the vehicle, with 1 sample being from a male and 1 sample being non-human. Fingerprints and other DNA samples are still being analyzed.
Federal authorities have taken over the search efforts for Decker, so local resources can now rest. Anyone with information on Decker's location is asked to call 911 and not approach him.
The Grandview School District community is coming together to support the family of Christian Trevino, a young district employee who passed away unexpectedly just days ago. Trevino was a recent graduate of Washington State University. He worked both for the school district and at a local gym, where those who knew him say he left a lasting impact. His sister, Nate Trevino, was the standout basketball player at Grandview High and now plays at Walla Walla University. A GoFundMe started to help the family has already raised more than $28,000 to contribute. You can find a link to that fundraiser on our website. Well, check your refrigerator. Dozens of people have gotten sick because of a salmonella outbreak linked to a large egg recall. August Egg Company has recalled 1.7 million dozen brown cage-free and brown certified organic eggs. They were sold under multiple brand names and to retailers in 9 states, including Washington. Some of those retailers, Walmart, Safeway, and Ralph's. The CDC says at least 79 people have gotten sick. They say if you have these eggs, throw them out or return them.
Well, some new hunting rules are now in place in Washington state, and they're all aimed at stopping the spread of a serious disease that affects deer, elk, and moose. This spring, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife rolled out new regulations to help keep chronic wasting disease, or CWD, out of the state. The disease, which attacks an animal's nervous system, is always fatal and spreads through infected animals or even carcasses. To help stop it, new rules now ban baiting and feeding of deer or elk, requiring hunters to report their activity and limit how dead game can be transported.
People pick it up unknowingly and they move it to where they live, and it can spread that way. So there's always that concern, and that's really our biggest concern, for it spreading into areas that we don't know about.
So far, there have been 5 confirmed cases of CWD in Washington. Officials say these changes are a proactive step to protect the state's wildlife before it becomes a larger problem. Still ahead on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6:30, Warner Brothers Discovery will split into 2 companies.
And we have details on this heat wave and when we will finally get some relief from this hot weather. Your full forecast when we come back.
Hello there. Watch live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
There's working you. And then there's chill you. Chill you is more carefree and curious, more present, more relaxed, more fun. Chill you is the best you. There you are. Bring back your chill you with an escape to Coeur d'Alene, the city by the lake. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
Got a family reunion in the works? Make it unforgettable at Beaver Valley Lodge. With cozy rooms, beautiful mountain views, and plenty of space to gather, it's the perfect place to reconnect and make new memories. Book direct with us and get 10% off. That means more savings for barbecues, bonfires, and all those late-night laughs. So skip the middleman and book direct today, because great reunions start with the perfect place to stay. Beaver Valley Lodge. Come as a guest and leave as a friend.
My family's been serving the Tri-Cities for 86 years at Griggs and the Tri-Cities Ace stores. And we have some deals we don't want you to miss. Get ready for hot weather. This fan's a steal at $29.99. A grill would make a great Father's Day gift. We have many in stock at super prices. Ace pleated furnace filters are buy 3, get 1 free. HCH Pool Shock Advanced is half price at $4.99. See all the deals using this QR code. Come see us at Griggs and the Tri-Cities Ace stores. And thank you for your business.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher. Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome back. Warner Brothers Discovery will split itself into 2 individual publicly traded companies. The first, called Streaming and Studies, will center around the HBO Max service and Warner Brothers Studio. The second, Global Networks, will be based around CNN and other TV networks. In a statement, WBD said this will, quote, provide each company with greater strategic flexibility and focus. The breakup is expected to take place sometime next year.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Hayden Nix.
It was another hot one today, and thankfully we are looking at these temperatures at their peak over the last couple days and leading up to the next few days here, with our latest map showing that Hermiston made it to 104 degrees, and that's a significant value, which we'll talk about in just a minute. 102 in the Tri-Cities, 102 in Hanford, and 100 in Moses Lake, just to name a few locations. But check out your new records for today. The daily record set back in 2015 for most locations has been shattered for today, June the 9th. 104 now Hermiston's new record high temperature for today's date. 99 in Walla Walla, 100 in Pendleton, 102 for Ellensburg, Yakima, and the Tri-Cities. Now, your first alert weather day, we had one today. We're going to have one again tomorrow, as we still expect hot weather, but also seeing a transition out of hot weather to very low humidity and wind speeds beginning to increase, which we'll discuss more in just a moment. I do want to emphasize that we still have a heat advisory in effect for all areas highlighted here through tomorrow evening. But here's the good news out of all of this. We are beginning to see an end in sight. So triple digit readings possible or near it tomorrow. Then we're going to go with 95 Wednesday. Then we'll eventually see nearly all locations cruising where they should be for this time of the year. Those average high temperatures somewhere in the upper 70s to lower 80s. We might be just a few degrees above it, but certainly not several degrees above it like we have been over the last day or so. Now, just to emphasize this once more, we've been talking about it, but hey, we cannot urge this and caution you enough. Early morning walks or late evening, plenty of water, find shade, take extra breaks, and of course check on those who are sensitive to these kind of temperatures, at least for another day or so. Now, we will continue our first alert weather days going into Wednesday and even into Thursday, as we see wind gusts 45 to 55 miles per hour being possible in the Kittitas Valley. We've got fire start potential in the valleys of the basins as well as the Blueston foothills because of the forecast peak wind gusts, which you can see here is possible for Wednesday afternoon for all locations here. Most of these are going to be elevated anywhere from 25 plus, with some 50 to 55 miles per hour. And then again, we'll have this possibility on Thursday as well. So make sure to pay close attention to the forecast and heed all fire alerts and take those seriously. Wednesday's relative humidity forecast, you can see here, guidance is suggesting a lot of these values are going to be in the low teens to even some single digits in the valleys here. And we are going to see a 92% dryness forecast for Kittitas, Yakima Valley, Lower Columbian Basin, and the Blue Foothills, and the driest vegetation since 2000. So that is pretty significant. Now back to the top of the forecast for tonight, those temperatures are going to be relaxing into the 60s, thankfully, and we may have a few upper 50s in the higher elevations. Your Tri-City 7-day planner shows alert day all the way through Thursday. Temperatures cooling down, though, will be in the mid-80s by Friday. Yakima, 99 tomorrow, 81 by Friday. Windy conditions throughout the next several days here with no rain chances significant in sight. We'll have 70s back for Ellensburg on Thursday. Walla Walla will be at 86 Thursday, 82 on Friday after having a high forecast of 98 on Tuesday. Hermiston, 100 degrees forecast for you tomorrow, 82 by Friday.
Hayden, thanks so much. Coming up next on Apple Valley News Now, live at 6:30, this iconic vest may look familiar to you. We'll tell you why as it goes up to auction.
Desert sun and water fun. Summertime makes you feel more alive. But in the interest of your well-being, make sure you observe all safety rules and be careful while you're having fun.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
My name is Michael McDonnell. I am a stomach doctor or a gastroenterologist. I'm also a hepatologist, so I do the liver and then the gut and the pancreas. The colonoscopy is something that we do on a daily basis. We think it's very simple, it's very straightforward, and once you're done, you're going to say, oh, that was no big deal. We find early colon cancer. It's curable. It's easily curable, and I mean really curable.
This summer, big wins come in sevens at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Get ready for the $100,000 Lucky Summer Sevens giveaway with over $12,000 cash up for grabs every Friday and Saturday in June. The heat is on, and so is the grand prize on June 28th. 3 winners choose 7 cards with prizes. Reveal 7 sevens and instantly win $17,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
To me, Harlem is home. But home is also your body. Last one, everyone. I asked myself, why doesn't Pilates exist in Harlem? So I started my own studio. Getting a brick and mortar in New York is not easy. Chase Inc. has supported us from Studio 1 to Studio 3. When you start small, you need some big help, and Chase Inc. was that for me.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
Lights, music, magic. At Giza Powerhouse Theater in Walla Walla, the stage comes alive with electrifying concerts, Broadway-style productions, side-splitting comedy, and unforgettable performances. This isn't just a theater. It's a destination for world-class entertainment in Eastern Washington. From the moment the curtain rises, you'll be swept into the extraordinary. Don't miss your chance to experience it all. Get your tickets now online. Giza Powerhouse Theater, where every show is a showstopper.
Desert sun and water fun. Summertime makes you feel more alive. But in the interest of your well-being, make sure you observe all safety rules and be careful while you're having fun.
Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
Time for What's Trending. A piece from the iconic 1986 film Ferris Bueller's Day Off could soon be yours. The signature sweater vest worn by Matthew Broderick in the film has hit the auction block. Of course, Broderick starred as Ferris Bueller, who played hooky with his girlfriend and best friend.
There you go. Well, the three went on to have a fun-filled day in Chicago. Sotheby's estimates the vest could fetch between $300,000 and $600,000. Yeah, the auction runs through June 24th. Well, actor and director Justin Baldoni's lawsuit against Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds has been dismissed. Today, a New York judge dropped the $400 million defamation lawsuit against the Hollywood couple. Baldoni filed the suit in January.
The legal battle stemmed from the film It Ends With Us that Baldoni directed and co-starred with Lively. The lawsuit alleges the actress and her husband sought to destroy Baldoni and his career. Lively's lawyers called the ruling a total victory. And we'll have a final word right after this.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $4,500 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Life. It's a crazy thing when you think about it. It's either about making memories or remembering those moments that matter most. Broadmoor RV has been serving families and its community in the Pacific Northwest for over 20 years. From travel trailers to toy haulers, truck campers, motorhomes, and fifth wheels, we have what you need to start creating memories with the ones you love. So get out there and make those memories last a lifetime. Broadmoor RV. We make camping fun.
The Coliseum in Rome had their gladiator games, but it can't compete with Legends Casino Hotel's Coliseum of Cash. During our Summer of Games Thursday drawings in June, we're giving away over $77,000 in cash, plus a new Kawasaki side-by-side. Just use your Legends Rewards card to earn entries. Who needs Roman chariot races when you can leave them all in the dust in a Kawasaki side-by-side? All hail Legends Casino Hotel in June, and let this Summer of Games begin.
Just like you, I'm working towards buying my first home. I'm saving for my children's future.
Like you, I want financial tools that make my life easier.
At Hapo, we're more than employees. We're people just like you, and we understand what really matters.
Just like you,
we're planning for our future.
And I care about making a difference.
We are here to help you navigate life's milestones, big and small, because we're just like you. Join us at Hapo today.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
Call Vance when you need a friendly, reliable electrician. We'll keep your home safe with electrical services and equipment upgrades. Save $50 on any electrical service. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance. Register today. Register your team for $140. Ends midnight Tuesday, June 24th.
Planners for tomorrow in the Tri-Cities area. We do have an alert day because of the hot weather that will continue, but it is short-lived. Finally starting to see an end in sight with that, but we've got 2 more alert days. That's going to include all of the valley areas here because we're going to see increase in wind speeds with gusts ranging anywhere from 20 to 40 to 55 miles per hour depending on where you are, and low relative humidity. That's what Wednesday and Thursday alert days will be on the 7-day planners here. Ellensburg going from 93 Tuesday to 79 on Thursday. Walla Walla 98 Tuesday, 86 Thursday.
All right, thank you so much, Hayden. In for Stacy. Be ready for those alert days coming up. And hey, before we go, here's your reason to smile. Beautiful sunset here, or sunrise, I should say. If you'd like to get your picture on, just go ahead and scan that QR code at the top of your screen. This is always brought to you by Lifetime Dental Care.
Stacy's back tomorrow because it's her birthday today. So from all of us at Apple Valley News Now, happy birthday! Good night, everybody.